If you are somebody who thinks you're being targeted, I'm going to tell you one big thing that you need to stop doing right away. The first thing is any small spaces you find yourself in, stop talking aloud to yourself. If you're targeted, your car normally has some sort of device in it where you can be heard. So do not speak aloud to yourself. The other thing you need to stop doing is stop Googling your thoughts. Don't Google your thoughts. Do not use your phone in any way to record your thoughts, period. If you are going to go somewhere, you need to find another way to get there other than using your GPS. If you are somebody who's being targeted, you know that the thing that you have that's most accessible to the people who are targeting you are your trackers, and your trackers are your electronic devices. So cell phones, laptops, iPads, all of those things are trackable. Everything electronic that you're using is likely trackable. Now, here's the other deal. Let's say you decide, I'm going to get off my cell phone and I'm going to go buy me a burner phone, right? Make sure that you're buying that burner phone from a place that isn't going to be recording the UPC or the registration for the phone that you're recording, and not to report it anywhere, but just period on the receipt. Mostly because, and don't use your cell phone don't use your credit card to buy anything. Your credit card is also a tracker. Your credit card, your debit card, those are also trackers. So you're going to have to learn how to move with cash. You're going to have to learn how to read an atlas. And you're going to absolutely need to know how to communicate with people without using your cell phone. If you are somebody who is in fact being targeted, targets are heightened right now. Now, this is what you're experiencing is like just a modern day inquisition, right? Therefore, you have to you move like you are not in modern day. The deal with people who are tracking you or with you being targeted is they know that there are certain things human beings are going to depend on, and most human beings are depending on electronics to literally get around. Most of us don't know how to get to basic places without using our GPS. If they aren't places we're going to repeatedly, we don't really know the layout of the streets in our city. That's going to be important for you. Now, here's the benefit to you being a person who is targeted. The way you will have to live is going to put you ahead of the game when what's being done to you kind of catches up with the rest of the world. Now, you're being targeted because you likely have access to something or someone, or you have been promised to something or someone. And this is an opportunity to have you commit an act that puts you in a vulnerable position you cannot get out of unless you negotiate yourself, or unless you decide that this is all too overwhelming for you and you cannot handle this side of reality. However, if you are able to sustain and get through this time, I am going to tell you that it is going to be really important that you work independently, and you do not use normal forms of communication or information gathering that you normally would. If you are somebody who's being targeted and you're looking for an apartment, instead of going to Facebook Marketplace, get rid of all that. Anything that you can pick up digitally, so can they. So you're going to have to get rid of that. What you need to do instead is you need to go around to communities that you're interested in. Literally just ride around those communities and look for people who own their property will normally put for rent signs in their window. You're going to have to do legwork. Go around to the communities where you want to live, see who has a for rent sign. You go up that day. If that person is not available, if you can't see the unit at that time, if you have to leave and come back and all of that, it's over with for you. That's it. Okay? Because once a targeted person is followed and once your interest is picked up, once they see what you're interested in, the possibility of you returning there are parameters put in place to ensure that they now have access to what you're interested in. So if you're looking for an apartment, you are going to also, in addition to you going around to the neighborhoods where you want to live and finding something directly, you also can go to local communities and look in the local paper. Now, I'm gonna give you a little trick here. If you are being targeted and you walk into, let's say, a little neighborhood bodega and you pick up whatever little community newspaper they have, if you're being targeted, somebody probably saw you pick up that paper. And because you're seeing this video, they know now that you know to look for your apartment in this paper. So you're going to go to communities that you also are not interested in. You're going to pick up community papers from all these different communities you stop in, and you'll always find a little community paper in a neighborhood store or like a neighborhood restaurant where little local people go, where elderly people can walk, something like that, or little spots where it's up and coming, or it's a weekend spot where you're going to get a lot of collegiate people. Go around to places like that. Also go on college campuses because people are always marketing to college kids too. You want to pick up resources from several different locations. You never want to circle what you're interested in. You do not want to leave markers behind that show your interest. You must hide your interest. But you get several papers, decide where you want to go, map it out on a computer that does not belong to you and does not belong to anybody in your immediate circle. Okay? It would do you best to, if you can walk up to a complete stranger and say, my laptop is out really quickly. Can I pay you $5 to just like Google an address really quickly? Okay? Or something like that. You can't really even take a snapshot of something unless you're doing it on your burner phone. Okay? Take a snapshot of whatever that picture is and then go to where you're going. But you are going to need to learn how to get around without using your GPS. You're going to have to learn the layout, the grid of your city, the city that you're in. You're also going to want to do your best to try to move out of the city that you're in into a smaller town. I would highly suggest that you move at least 100 miles away from wherever this targeting has begun. And wherever you move, you make it into a small community and you introduce yourself to your neighbors immediately. Day one. When your moving truck, when you pull up, your moving truck, whatever you have, the day you pull up, you need to be create packages to introduce yourself to your neighbors so they know who you are, they know who lives in your house and who they should expect to see around you. Once you do that, then people kind of keep an eye out on you naturally. You don't have to ask, hey, if you could keep an eye out. Nope. Hi, my name is Carmen. I'm just moving in. This is my son, Toby. We're the only two here, just mom and son. And we just wanted to, make our presence known in the community. If you see us around, we're new here. But it's just the two of us. Stress, just the two of us, just me and my son, no one else. So they know if they see somebody kind of around your car or, doing interesting things near your door, they'll report it to you. They'll mention it. They'll take particular note of it. And that's what you want. You want to create some sort of silent, loose community around you who knows who you are, who knows who your children are, who knows what kind of temperament you have, so they naturally feel in alignment with you. I got more tips for you. I'll drop another video soon. I love you.